William Stewart Adamson was a Scottish guitarist, vocalist, and songwriter, described by broadcaster and DJ John Peel as the new Jimi Hendrix. He is best known as co-founder, lead vocalist, and guitarist of rock group Big Country, which rose to prominence in 1983. Prior to that he founded Scottish art punk band Skids. In the 1990s he founded alternative country rock act The Raphaels. He killed himself in 2001. Early life: Adamson was born in Manchester. Both his parents were Scottish, and the family returned to Scotland when he was 4. The family settled in a small mining town, Crossgates, about a mile to the east of Dunfermline in Fife. Adamson founded his first 2 bands in Dunfermline and they both started out playing Dunfermline and across the Firth of Forth in Edinburgh. He went to school with Ian Rankin, who was 2 years younger, and went on to become a fan of Skids. Adamson was a lifelong supporter of Dunfermline Athletic Football Club. Adamson's father was in the fishing industry and travelled the world. He encouraged his son Stuart to read literature, and both parents shared an interest in folk music. As such, they were strong influences on Adamson's art. Adamson founded his first band, Tattoo, in 1976 after seeing The Damned play in Edinburgh. Besides Adamson, Tattoo included his friend William Simpson, who would also play bass guitar for his next band, Skids. Adamson founded Skids in 1977, when he was 18. Adamson and Simpson first recruited drummer Thomas Kellycan. He played as a trio around Dunfermline and Edinburgh until running into the only other punk in town on a street corner, 16-year-old Richard Jobson. Jobson was recruited as a frontman. Adamson and Jobson both wrote songs for the band. Skids' biggest success was the single Into the Valley in 1979, which did well in the UK charts, and still regularly appears in anthologies. The band had 4 chart singles in the UK that year. Adamson was involved with 3 of their 4 albums, leaving in 1980 before Joy. Jobson's influence had increased in the band, which may have led to the increasing disputes between the 2 musicians. 6 years later, Adamson reported he had suffered a nervous breakdown at around this point in his life. He seems to have kept any such problems deeply private though. Jobson later said, "This was a guy who had a mortgage, a wife and a family when we were all trying to live some mythic punk lifestyle. He seemed level-headed, grounded." Big Country: Adamson came to greater international prominence with Big Country. He constructed the band with friend and fellow guitarist Bruce Watson and a rhythm section of well-established studio musicians Mark Brzezicki and Tony Butler, whom he found with the help of his record company. Big Country's first hit, 1983's Fields of Fire, reached a UK's top 10, and was rapidly followed by the album The Crossing. The album was a big hit in the United States, powered by the single In a Big Country, which was performed on Saturday Night Live. The video for In a Big Country received frequent airplay on MTV and featured the band riding ATVs in the countryside. Their second album Steeltown appeared in 1984. The band's third album was The Seer. The first 2 albums were produced by Steve Lillywhite. The band continued to record studio albums, and to tour until 1999. Adamson supplied much of the distinctive guitar work, as well as being lead singer and main songwriter. The band's lineup never really underwent changes, the exception being a brief departure of drummer Mark Brzezicki in the early 1990s and his replacement by Pat Ahern. Adamson was also a keen motorcyclist and regularly purchased new machines for riding around Fife. His interest extended to the racetrack, where he sponsored British Championship rider Ian Duffus in the late 80s. Final years and death: Adamson was married twice. He had 2 children with his first wife Sandra in 1982 and 1985. His son Colm Adamson is the guitarist of British band Ahab. In 1996, Adamson split with Sandra and moved to Nashville. There he married his second wife, Melanie Shelley, and founded his final band, the alternative country band The Raphaels, a duo of Adamson and Nashville songwriter Marcus Human. On November 26, 2001, Adamson was reported missing by his wife Melanie. At the time, The couple had been estranged for 6 weeks, and Melanie filed for divorce on the day he disappeared. Adamson had been due to face drunk driving charges in March 2002, and had been ordered to attend Alcoholics Anonymous. He was an alcoholic and had resumed drinking, after having been sober for over a decade. On December 16, 2001, his body was found in a closet in his room at the Best Western Plaza Hotel in Honolulu, Hawaii. According to police, Adamson had hanged himself with an electrical cord from a pole in the wardrobe. An empty wine bottle was found in the room. At the time of death he had a blood alcohol content of 0.279%. U2's The Edge delivered the eulogy at Adamson's funeral, which was held at Carnegie Hall, Dunfermline. He told the mourners that Big Country wrote the songs that he wished U2 could write. In 2006, Adamson's music achieved an unexpected success when U2 and Green Day covered The Saints Are Coming by Skids as a charity single. The Edge paid tribute to the guitarist by exactly replicating his original solo for the single. The single led to a revival of interest in Adamson's earlier material. Richard Jobson, in an interview with the Sunday Post, said that he was upset Adamson had not been alive to see it. Discography: Skids discography, Big County discography, The Raphaels discography. Notes. External links: the Skids official website, Find a Grave.